Do you want to live your best life? Most people think that they need to do more work, more commitments in order to live a great life. But what if the answer is less? Less of the toxic habits that quietly drain your energy and peace. In this video, we'll uncover 11 subtle yet powerful habits you need to eliminate. These aren't just quick fixes, they're life-altering changes. Let go of these habits and you'll instantly unlock a calmer, more purposeful and fulfilling life. Lesson 1. Stop explaining yourself to those who hurt you. There's a powerful lesson in silence, a silence that shields your peace. Often, when someone hurts us, we fall into the trap of explaining ourselves to them, hoping for understanding, closure, or even an apology. But here's the truth. Seeking validation from those who caused you pain can become a cycle of suffering. You explain, they misunderstand. You plead, they dismiss. And in the end, your wounds are only deepened. Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." When we direct our energy toward those who have wronged us, we hand over our peace. This punishment isn't external, it's internal, gnawing at our emotional well-being. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each time you try to explain yourself to someone who dismisses your feelings, you add another stone. Days turn into weeks, and suddenly you're weighed down, unable to move forward. But what if you simply set the backpack down? In modern life, this often means recognizing when a conversation is no longer about resolution, but about power. Some people thrive on misunderstanding you because it keeps them in control. But your healing isn't their responsibility, it's yours. Instead of seeking understanding from others, redirect your focus inward. Reflect on your experiences. Meditate on the lessons they've taught you. Journaling can be a powerful tool. Pour your thoughts onto paper, not into a conversation that won't bring you peace. Release the need to be heard by those who can't listen. This doesn't mean suppressing your voice, it means choosing where to use it. Speak to those who value your truth, or better yet, speak to yourself with compassion. There's liberation in this practice. The moment you stop explaining, you reclaim your power. You stop chasing external validation and start cultivating inner peace. You free yourself from the chains of anger, frustration, and resentment. So here's the challenge. Next time you're tempted to explain yourself to someone who hurt you, pause. Ask yourself, what do I hope to achieve, and is it worth my peace? If the answer is no, walk away, not in anger, but in wisdom. Because the path to a peaceful life isn't paved with explanations, it's paved with understanding. Not theirs, but yours. 2. Avoid oversharing about relationship endings. When a relationship ends, it often leaves an emotional void that craves to be filled. The pain, the confusion, the unanswered questions, they urge us to talk, to overshare, to seek solace in others. But in this vulnerability lies a trap. Sharing too much can amplify negativity and tether you to the past. Buddha's words resonate deeply here. Speak only endearing speech, speech that is welcomed and brings no evil to others. When we dwell on the hurt and spread it through our words, we not only perpetuate suffering for ourselves, but also for those who listen. Every detail shared becomes a thread tying you back to what you're trying to let go of. Imagine carrying a lantern in the dark. If you keep turning it backward to examine the shadows of a relationship long gone, you'll miss the path ahead. Similarly, oversharing becomes a way of shining that light in the wrong direction, fixating on what no longer serves you. In today's world, oversharing often happens online. Social media offers a tempting stage to vent and validate our feelings, but it's a fleeting comfort. Venting too much about failed relationships can tarnish your dignity and invite judgment from others who may not have your best interests at heart. Instead of oversharing, practice discretion. Focus on personal growth, not public declarations. Write your thoughts in a journal where honesty flows without fear of criticism. Speak to a trusted friend, therapist, or spiritual guide, someone who can help you process, not prolong, your pain. This isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about choosing where to place them. When you overshare, you scatter pieces of yourself, making it harder to reclaim your wholeness. When you hold your experiences close, you give yourself space to heal and rebuild without interference. Relationships end for many reasons, but their purpose isn't to define you, it's to teach you. What lesson did that chapter hold? How can it guide you toward a better version of yourself? These are the questions that matter. So protect your energy. Avoid turning every wound into a story for the world. When you choose discretion, you honor your journey. You let go without bitterness and move forward with grace. Because peace isn't found in sharing every detail. It's found in the quiet strength of knowing when to let the past be the past. 3. Let go of unnecessary goals. We live in a world obsessed with achievement, where every moment feels like a race against time. Goals pile up like a to-do list for life, and the pressure to accomplish them all weighs heavy on the soul. But here's the truth. Not all goals are worth chasing. Some lead nowhere but exhaustion, pulling you away from what truly matters. Buddha's wisdom captures this beautifully. The trouble is, you think you have time. We often fill our days with pursuits that seem urgent, but are, in reality, distractions from our deeper purpose. These unnecessary goals drain our energy, leaving little room for growth, connection, or peace. Imagine you're standing before a tree, trying to pick its fruit. If you scatter your effort across every branch, you'll tire yourself before tasting anything sweet. But if you focus on the ripest fruit, the one that nourishes your soul, you'll find fulfillment. Life works the same way. Pursuing every opportunity or goal that comes your way may feel productive, but it's often just noise. Ask yourself, does this goal align with my core values? Will it contribute to my personal fulfillment or my growth? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. Clinging to every ambition, simply because it seems achievable or expected, dilutes your power. Modern life teaches us to equate busyness with success, but true achievement lies in clarity. Begin by listing your goals, then examine them closely. Which ones resonate with your purpose? Which ones spark joy and challenge you to evolve? Focus on those and let the rest fade away. When you release unnecessary goals, you reclaim your time. Time to nurture relationships, to reflect, to pursue the dreams that truly matter. You create space for deeper connections and more meaningful achievements. There's a lesson in the quiet wisdom of nature. A tree doesn't stretch its branches in every direction. It grows toward the light, seeking nourishment where it matters most. You too can grow this way, by choosing goals that elevate your spirit and align with your essence. So, let go of the noise. Free yourself from the weight of unnecessary ambitions. In doing so, you'll find not only clarity, but peace. Because life isn't about doing everything, it's about doing what matters. 4. Refrain from raising your voice in anger. Anger is a fire, blazing, uncontrollable, and destructive. It promises power in the moment, a fleeting sense of justice, but the damage it leaves behind is often irreparable. And here's the paradox. Anger harms the person who holds it more than the one it's directed at. Buddha's wisdom captures this perfectly. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You get burned. In the heat of anger, raising your voice might feel like a release, but it only amplifies the chaos within. What you hope to resolve instead grows into conflict, resentment, and distance. Picture this. You're standing by a calm lake and someone throws a stone into it. The ripples disturb the surface, spreading outward until the entire lake reflects the disruption. This is what happens when you raise your voice in anger. It sends ripples through your relationships, unsettling the harmony you've worked so hard to build. But here's the truth, you don't have to react. Practicing mindfulness in moments of frustration is like stepping back from the fire instead of fueling it. Before you speak, pause, take a breath or several. Feel the anger, acknowledge it, but don't let it control you. In modern life, where pressures and misunderstandings often test our patience, this practice becomes essential. Whether it's a heated conversation with a colleague, a disagreement with a loved one, or even a stranger's rudeness, the choice to remain calm is a gift you give to yourself and others. One practical method is counting to 10 before responding. This simple act creates a buffer between emotion and action, allowing reason to guide your words. Meditation is another tool, training your mind to observe emotions without being consumed by them. Anger, when released calmly and constructively, can bring clarity and growth. But raised voices and harsh words close doors to understanding. Relationships, like delicate threads, can unravel in moments of thoughtlessness, and rebuilding them often takes far longer than the fleeting satisfaction of an angry outburst. So the next time you feel anger rising, remember the hot coal. Set it down. Speak with patience, or don't speak at all until the fire within has cooled. Because peace isn't found in raising your voice. It's found in raising your awareness. And in that awareness lies the power to preserve harmony and nurture understanding. 5. Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a thief. Quietly, it steals your joy, your confidence, and your sense of self. It whispers lies, making you believe that someone else's success diminishes your worth, that their journey somehow invalidates your own. Yet, the truth is far simpler. There is no competition in being yourself. As Buddha teaches, comparison with others breeds jealousy and insecurity. When you constantly measure your life against someone else's, you lose sight of your unique path. The time and energy you spend envying another's achievements or possessions could be used to nurture your own growth. Imagine walking through a garden filled with flowers. Each bloom is different, some vibrant and towering, others small and delicate. Do you criticize the rose for not being a sunflower, or the lily for not matching the brightness of the marigold? Of course not. You admire each flower for what it is, appreciating the diversity that makes the garden beautiful. Life works the same way. You are your own flower, growing at your own pace, in your own season. In the modern world, social media magnifies this struggle. Highlight reels of other people's lives, make it easy to feel inadequate. But remember, you're comparing your behind the scenes to their edited moments. The image you see isn't the full story. It's a curated snapshot, often stripped of the challenges and imperfections that are part of every journey. Instead of comparing, focus inward. Ask yourself, what do I value? What brings me joy? How can I grow in ways that align with my goals? When you stop chasing others' paths, you free yourself to walk your own with intention and authenticity. One way to break free is practicing gratitude. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for in your life. Gratitude shifts your perspective, reminding you of the abundance you already have. Another strategy is setting personal benchmarks for success. These should reflect your values and progress, not external standards. The beauty of life lies in its diversity. No 2 paths are identical, and that's what makes each journey meaningful. So, stop looking at others as competition. Redirect that energy toward becoming the best version of yourself. Because peace isn't found in chasing someone else's success. It's found in realizing that your worth is intrinsic and your path, no matter how different, is enough. 6. Avoid mindless use of social media. Social media is a paradox. It promises connection, but often leaves us feeling isolated. It offers inspiration, yet breeds comparison. Hours slip away in endless scrolling, and before we know it, the day has been consumed by distractions that add little to our lives. Buddha's wisdom reminds us, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. The content we consume shapes our thoughts, and our thoughts shape our reality. When we allow social media to control our attention without purpose, we surrender our mental space to fleeting likes, curated lives, and empty distractions. Imagine holding a jar of clear water. Each time you scroll mindlessly, it's like adding a drop of ink to the jar. Over time, what was once clear becomes murky, clouding your focus and clarity. The same happens to your mind when you fill it with meaningless content. The problem isn't social media itself, but how we use it. It can be a tool for growth or a source of anxiety. Left unchecked, it fosters unhealthy comparisons, wastes time, and pulls us away from genuine connections. You might find yourself measuring your happiness against someone else's highlight reel, forgetting that you're only seeing a fragment of their reality. So, how can you use social media mindfully? Start by setting boundaries. Allocate specific times for checking your apps and stick to them. Avoid using social media first thing in the morning or right before bed. These are sacred times for setting the tone of your day and finding peace before sleep. Curate your feed with intention. Follow accounts that inspire positivity, teach valuable lessons, or align with your goals. Unfollow anything that drains your energy or makes you feel inadequate. Replace scrolling with activities that nourish your soul, reading, meditating, or spending quality time with loved ones. Most importantly, prioritize real-life connections. Social media can never replicate the warmth of a genuine conversation or the joy of shared experiences. Make time to be present with the people around you, free from digital distractions. Your attention is one of your most valuable resources. Guard it fiercely. By eliminating mindless use of social media, you reclaim your time, focus, and peace of mind. Because the goal isn't to disconnect from the world, it's to reconnect with yourself and the life that's unfolding right in front of you. 7. Stop seeking external validation. Validation is a powerful force. It shapes how we see ourselves, how we act, and even how we dream. Yet, when it comes from the outside, it becomes a fragile foundation, easily shaken by others' opinions. We chase compliments, approval, and recognition, forgetting the most important voice of all, our own. Buddha's wisdom speaks to this eternal truth. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This is a reminder that your worth is not something others grant you. It is already within you, waiting to be embraced. Imagine a child proudly showing their artwork, beaming with pride until someone offers criticism. Suddenly, the joy fades, replaced by doubt. Many of us carry this pattern into adulthood, allowing external opinions to dictate our self-esteem. But relying on others for validation is like building a house on shifting sands. It crumbles with every change in the tide. In today's world, social media amplifies this struggle. A post's likes, comments, and shares become measures of self-worth. The danger lies in tying your happiness to these fleeting metrics. It's an endless loop. You crave validation, you seek it out, and when it fades, you're left emptier than before. True confidence comes from within, and cultivating it begins with self-love. Start by celebrating your achievements, no matter how small. Acknowledge your efforts and growth without waiting for someone else to notice. Write affirmations and repeat them daily. I am enough. I am worthy. My value is not determined by others. Learn to sit with yourself in quiet reflection. Meditation is a powerful tool for reconnecting with your inner self. It allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment and recognize that your worth is not tied to your accomplishments or others' opinions. Shift your focus from seeking approval to giving it. Compliment others sincerely and watch how this act of kindness strengthens your own self-assurance. As you uplift others, you'll find that your need for external validation begins to fade. When you stop seeking validation from others, you free yourself from their expectations. You begin to live authentically, guided by your values and passions, rather than the fear of judgment. Remember, the only validation you truly need is your own. By letting go of the need for external approval, you reclaim your power. And in that freedom lies a deeper, unshakable sense of self-worth, one that no one can take away. 8. Release perfectionism. Perfectionism is a double-edged sword. It whispers promises of greatness while chaining you to a constant sense of inadequacy. The pursuit of perfection seems noble, but in reality, it often leads to frustration, anxiety, and the inability to celebrate progress. Buddha's wisdom reminds us, there is no perfection in this world, only striving for it. These words gently encourage us to release the impossible goal of flawlessness and instead embrace the beauty of growth and imperfection. Consider an artist painting a masterpiece. Every brushstroke carries intention, but if they obsess over each tiny detail, fearing even the smallest mistake, the painting may never be finished. Life is much the same. If we strive for perfection in every moment, we lose the joy of simply creating, learning, and evolving. Perfectionism often stems from fear of failure, judgment, or not being enough. This fear keeps us stuck, preventing us from taking risks or trying new things. It creates an endless cycle of not good enough, leaving us feeling drained and unfulfilled. But the truth is, imperfections are what make us human. They're not obstacles, but opportunities to grow and connect with others on a deeper level. To let go of perfectionism, start by shifting your focus from the outcome to the process. Celebrate your efforts, even if they don't lead to a flawless result. For instance, if you're learning a new skill, allow yourself to stumble and make mistakes. Each misstep is a stepping stone toward mastery. Practice self-compassion. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would offer a close friend. When you fall short, remind yourself that progress matters more than perfection. You're allowed to grow at your own pace. Set realistic expectations and prioritize what truly matters. Not every task requires your best effort. Sometimes good enough is exactly what you need to move forward. This doesn't mean settling, it means reserving your energy for what aligns with your core values. Perfectionism is an illusion, a moving target you can never reach. By releasing it, you free yourself to embrace life as it is, messy, unpredictable, and full of potential. Your imperfections are not flaws, they are the fingerprints of your unique journey. Let go of the need to be perfect, and you'll discover a life of authenticity, creativity, and peace. After all, the most beautiful masterpieces are not perfect. They are simply true. 9. Let go of unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations are like fragile glass castles. They look beautiful, but shatter the moment reality strikes. We create these castles in our minds, filled with ideas of how life, people, and events should be. Yet when life unfolds differently, as it often does, we feel disheartened, disappointed, or even betrayed. Buddha's profound teaching reminds us the root of suffering is attachment. When we cling tightly to how we believe things ought to be, we set ourselves up for pain. Instead of embracing life's fluidity, we resist it, and that resistance becomes the source of our unhappiness. Think of a traveler embarking on a journey. If they expect every step to be smooth, the first obstacle, a missed connection, or a sudden storm, can throw their entire experience into turmoil. But if they prepare for unpredictability and remain flexible, even challenges become part of the adventure. Life, too, is a journey best navigated with openness and adaptability. Unrealistic expectations often arise from our desire for control. We expect others to behave a certain way, circumstances to favor us, or success to arrive effortlessly. But the world doesn't conform to our scripts. When people don't meet our expectations, we feel hurt. When plans go awry, we feel defeated. To let go of unrealistic expectations, begin with mindfulness. Observe your thoughts and notice where expectations creep in. Are you setting standards for others that you wouldn't hold yourself to? Are you clinging to a vision of perfection that denies life's inherent messiness? Recognizing these patterns is the first step to release. Practice acceptance. This doesn't mean giving up on goals or lowering your standards. It means acknowledging reality as it is, without resistance. If a relationship isn't what you envisioned, ask yourself, can I appreciate it for what it is, rather than mourning what it's not? If a goal takes longer than expected, consider how the journey itself is shaping you. Shift your focus from outcomes to intentions. Set your goals, but hold them lightly. Work diligently, but detach from rigid expectations. Instead of asking, why didn't things go my way? Ask, what can I learn from this experience? Letting go of unrealistic expectations doesn't mean settling for less. It means freeing yourself to experience life's fullness, unclouded by frustration or disappointment. When you accept the present moment with grace, you unlock a deeper contentment, a peace unshaken by what is or isn't, and in that space, you'll find freedom. 10. Avoid gossiping. Gossip is a sneaky thing. It often starts as casual chatter, but over time, it can poison relationships, create divisions, and foster unnecessary negativity. The simple act of speaking ill of others, even if it's behind their back, can damage more than just reputations. It can erode trust, create conflict, and fuel dissatisfaction. Buddha wisely advised, do not speak unless it improves on silence. This quote carries a profound message. Words should be intentional, uplifting, and kind. Gossip, in contrast, does none of these. It thrives on negativity and division, leaving behind a trail of bitterness and hurt. Imagine being part of a close-knit group of friends. One day, a harmless comment is made about someone who isn't present. At first, it feels innocent, just an exchange of opinions. But over time, these words transform into whispers, creating a rift between friends. Suddenly, trust is shaken, and the group dynamic is forever altered. Gossip might seem like an easy way to bond or vent, but it ultimately destroys the very connections it seeks to nourish. The impact of gossip isn't just external, it's internal too. When you engage in gossip, you allow negativity to cloud your own mind. It breeds resentment and suspicion, both towards others and yourself. Over time, this creates an environment where judgment replaces understanding and conflict becomes inevitable. To avoid gossip, cultivate mindfulness in your speech. Before you speak, ask yourself, is what I'm about to say truthful? Will it uplift or harm? If it's the latter, remain silent. Not every thought or opinion needs to be expressed. When you refrain from gossip, You're choosing to create a space for deeper connection, where people are treated with respect and trust is nurtured. Focus on engaging in conversations that inspire, encourage, and support. Shift your energy towards topics that promote growth, empathy, and understanding. Compliment others, share positive stories, and celebrate the successes of those around you. In doing so, you become a force of positivity in your social circles, fostering harmony and mutual respect. By avoiding gossip, you contribute to a culture of kindness and trust. Your relationships will flourish, and your interactions will become more meaningful. Let your words be a reflection of your inner peace, and remember, silence can often be more powerful than words. Choose your speech carefully and watch how it transforms your world. 11. Eliminate self-doubt and inner conflict. Self-doubt is like a shadow that lingers over everything we do. It whispers in our ears, questioning our worth, our abilities, and our choices. The more we listen, the dimmer our potential becomes and the further away peace feels. In these moments, it's easy to forget the power we hold within ourselves. Yet, the path to inner peace begins when we quiet the voice of self-doubt and instead embrace self-compassion. Buddha once said, "What you think, you become." This simple truth holds the key to transforming our lives. Our thoughts shape our reality. When we allow self-doubt to dominate our minds, we create an internal environment of fear and insecurity. We hold ourselves back, questioning whether we are enough. The result? We hinder our growth, miss opportunities, and diminish our ability to live with purpose. Imagine a person standing at the edge of a cliff, about to take a leap into unknown waters. The voice of doubt says, "What if I fail?" But instead of stepping forward, they hesitate, consumed by fear. The leap never happens, and they remain stuck, held captive by their own thoughts. Now, imagine a person who silences those same doubts, trusting in their strength and potential. They leap, trusting that even if they fall, they will learn and grow. That leap is where transformation happens. To eliminate self-doubt, begin by recognizing it as the illusion it is. Doubt often arises from past experiences, societal pressures, or comparison. But none of these define your worth. You are not the sum of your failures, your mistakes, or your shortcomings. You are the potential within you, waiting to unfold. Start replacing self-criticism with self-compassion. When doubts arise, pause and ask yourself, what would I tell a friend in this situation? Most likely, you'd offer words of encouragement, reminding them of their strengths. Practice offering yourself that same kindness. Challenge negative thoughts with affirmations of your capabilities. Instead of saying, "I can't," say, "I am capable." Remember, self-doubt is not your truth. Your truth is the confidence and inner peace that comes from knowing your worth. By silencing those negative voices and replacing them with compassion, you free yourself to pursue your dreams with courage. You begin to see opportunities where there once were barriers. Your potential is limitless, and when you nurture the belief in yourself, the path to peace becomes clearer and brighter. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves burdened by habits and thoughts that cloud our inner peace. The teachings of Buddhism remind us that true liberation begins not with grand gestures, but in the quiet elimination of what no longer serves our soul. Letting go of anger, comparison, and perfectionism allows us to uncover the simplicity and beauty of the present moment. In the words of the Buddha, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Every principle shared here invites you to step away from distractions and align with your authentic self. Imagine a life where you no longer explain yourself to others, seek external validation, or chase fleeting goals. Instead, you walk a path of mindfulness and intentionality, embracing imperfection as a teacher and compassion as a guide. This is the essence of Zen, a life where clarity and serenity flow effortlessly from your choices. Transformation begins with small steps. By quieting the noise of unnecessary habits, we make room for joy, purpose, and inner harmony. Remember, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the freedom to live mindfully, to treasure the present, and to let go of what weighs you down. If these reflections resonated with you, let us continue this journey together. Like and share this video to spread its wisdom, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Deep Wisdom for more inspiring Buddhist insights on living a peaceful, fulfilled life. Your path to serenity begins now.